So we heard a little bit about the health benefits of practices of asana and pranayama. Where is spirituality in yoga?
See,
what does it mean?
Okay, a very, very good question. Please remember, as I said, if you look at the discipline of yoga, you can classify a student of yoga into two categories. One is a spiritualist who is doing yoga for spiritual benefits. Then you have an enthusiast, we call them physical culturists. Swami Kubalananda has defined them as physical culturists who are doing yoga for benefits to their health, for psychophysiological benefits to the body, benefits for the mind. And yoga as a science is totally capable of doing both. So when it comes to psychophysiological health, you have your asanas, you have your pranayama. Again, they cater to both. And now it's proven that asanas and pranayama benefit the psychophysiological health. Now when it comes to spiritual principles, now that's altogether a different ballgame, different stories, different way of looking at things. The question arises is what is spirituality? What is spiritual? So again, sometimes every human being asks themselves a question. And the question is, who am I? What is that force? What is that energy that is behind my existence? Where is that energy? What is the nature of that energy? Is it in me? Is it outside? These questions arise. Now this quest to know who we are is called spirituality. A hankering for self-discovery is called spirituality. Yeah? When people in their lifetimes ask themselves the question, am I the body? Am I the mind? Am I the intellect? Then you know that person is going more inside. Now yoga also is a tool which directs you in that direction to find who you are. Now this discussion is beyond the purview of what we are talking right now, because sometimes it's detailed. And also please remember, yoga is a philosophy, but more than a philosophy, yoga is a practice. And when it comes to the spiritual aspect, then it is more practical in nature, because it's also experiential in nature. It is not like anything that's intellectual. Intellect can only take you so far. But when yoga comes as a spirituality, then it's experience-based, every step. And again, it starts right from the beginning. It starts from asanas. That experience intensifies in pranayama. You go beyond and more and more. Now that is the spiritual aspect of yoga.
And what would be your advice for people who are just starting off with yoga, just maybe being interested or intrigued by it today and discovering what it may be, what it may bring them?
Yeah. See, first thing is to have a little bit of understanding, a little bit by means of reading. Whatever they want to do. First of all, yoga is not like, sometimes people have a misunderstanding that this practice will get rid of the stresses of our life, will remove all anger in my life. Now please remember, yoga is a tool. It will not remove stress from anyone's life, because inherently, our life, we face situations, we have situations which are stressful in nature. But yoga gives us a tool to handle that better. It gives us a tool to deal with day-to-day life ups and downs in a more efficient way. So, whoever wants to go into yoga, number one, they need to know why they are going into it. And once they know why they are going into it, then they have to set their expectations right. And then choose a good school. And please make sure to be open, because in yoga, they always say one should not be closed-minded when practicing yoga. So they have to be open. They have to, every time they have to, step by step, absorb more, try to gain clarity as to what the science of yoga is. And one of the other things is, do practice under guidance as per capacity. Don't try to compete with other people, because especially these days, in the culture in yoga is identified with asanas. People think yoga and asanas are the same thing. No, yoga is far beyond. But even then, when people go into asanas, they go after difficult postures. It has to look exotic, it has to look difficult. No, it doesn't have to do with difficulty. There's a specific purpose for asanas, there's a specific purpose for the postures. They have to be done as per capacity. And please keep in mind, and again for new people, everyone has a specific body frame. Every individual is special. Every individual is an individual with their own inherent capacities. You want to discover what your capacity is without pushing yourself. Don't try to be or do something like others are doing. You do things which are comfortable to you. Do as per your capacity, and then other horizons will open up. So this is one of the basic ways to approach yogic sciences. But make sure you research where you want to go, and all that kind of thing.
Do we get happier by practicing yoga?
Of course, why not? The thing is, happiness, this is what I believe. Happiness is already within us, right? It's covered. Happiness is in us. It exists. We are happy people. Now, day-to-day stresses, day-to-day ups and downs and emotions, they are the ones who obscure this happiness. Now, yoga gives us tools to deal with them properly. And when you see the anger subsiding, the anxiety subsiding, this is gone, then all that's left is happiness. Someone asked Buddha one time, they said, Lord, I want happiness. Buddha says, drop the I, drop the want, all that's left is happiness. And yoga helps us in dropping the I and dropping the want. All that's left is happiness, which is in us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.